Welcome back everyone, DestinysJesus here, and in today's video I have Facecam on. I'm going to be showing you guys 8 of the best solo arena drop spots to help you guys get points fast, so you're not going to be dying off spawn at all. You're always going to quickly third-party spots, and also these spots are going to be really good in solo cash cups as well. They offer you good loot, good amount of floor spawns. Obviously the movement method is a little bit different this season. You kind of need a car to be rotating successfully, so I've tried to incorporate getting a car into pretty much all of these spots, bar one of them. As always, hope you guys enjoy. Let's get straight into these spots with a couple of really good W key spots if you guys want to get kills quickly off spawn in arena. Okay, our first sort is basically the safest and most efficient way of actually getting the vault in solos, in my opinion. Of course, you can just full send this front area, but you're quite likely to get 50-50 to die. And you can also go ahead and full send this blimp area, which I do think is okay. However, there's a very high chance of you dying. Solo cash cup, you're going to be avoiding that. So what I think is best instead is to land over here on this left-hand side to get the single chest. Then there's a cooler box as well you can get on the way down so you can get some splashes. And then you come in through this left-hand side tunnel, and the bot either spawns on this left side area in the open, so you can basically just kill him straight away while everyone else is fighting up top, or he spawns over here on the right. And if he spawns over there on the right, you can simply just go straight into main, as you can see here. You can just cut straight through into main, you get into the kind of vent system, and because you're one of the first people down, you basically get all of this loot, plus a load of barrels for yourself, so you can always be 200 HP, and you have a very high chance of winning vault. Of course, there's going to be people up top here, but they should be kept busy a lot of the time. So if you just prioritize getting some brick from the brick rocks around, and then you get a load of mats, you should be able to very easily kill Brutus and actually get into the vault straight away. Okay, this next tilted strategy is actually what I think is the best and most fun thing to do at tilted. It does actually work really well if you're playing like more of a stacked game, like a solo custom or like a solo cash cup. This will work really well as well. Basically, land down here towards the very south side of tilted. This means that you don't have that 50-50 of anyone landing up here and then jumping down and fighting you straight away. You can land here, get all of these slurp barrels to yourself. You get a whole load of the red ammo boxes as well when you're running around, so you have a high chance of getting a cow catcher, which is very good with W King. And I also like to put that on the truck here, as you can see. You get big wheels and a cow catcher on the truck, and you can basically just ram through anyone else in tilted. On top of that, you get like 6 or 7 chests complete to yourself, and you have the advantage where everyone else has just been fighting and they're kind of shambles from this main area with so many people, and you're able to come in and clean up and get at least 5 kills every game off spawn. And then of course your mid-mount, so you can go and W key anywhere you want, and you still got that truck as well. Okay, the next 2 spots we'll be talking about here are extremely good if you guys aren't the most confident off spawn and you want something that's a little bit easier to win, and you can also just practice for landing out in solo cash cups. This is also very good for arena as well, because you can just get straight into fighting other people after you've done your initial off spawn route if you're on con. So the first one is just going to be this outpost down here. You land straight on this base. If you get an AR, try to shoot the guy who lands over this way if there is someone there. If not, you can just go ahead and W key him straight away with loot advantage. You also get max metal from just farming all of these fences and some of the surrounding areas as well. From there, you basically rotate in, get all these chests. There's loads of wooden brick everywhere that you can get, as well as a load of ammo boxes as well that I'm not showing. As you can see, there's loads of ammo boxes that you can get, so you always have at least like 150 AR, which is really nice for this spot. And then from here, if you do it in about 2 minutes and you farm the correct things, you should be leaving with like 400, maybe 300 brick and wood. And then you can go ahead and just W key straight into Greasy and get into a fight there, which is really good for arena. If let's say you're landing here on a cash cup and you want to catch up some elo, or you're landing here first game cash cup, you can just W key straight into Greasy, and you can have that health advantage from getting a lot of loot and off spawn and a lot of heals, and you can have mass advantage on the people as well. So this is a very good spot, and I would recommend it. Again, pretty similar to our last one, Dispatch Depot. This is a spot that I actually think is very, very good, especially because for solo cash cups, you're going to be dead center mid-map. As you can see here, you can basically always be getting first, probably even second zone from if you just box up on this roof here. That's why it's so good for solo cash cups, and it is good for arena as well, just like that last spot. So you can land here, try to get control of the supply chest in the middle, because you get like a purple or a blue gun, it's pretty good. And then depending if there's someone with you, if someone lands on the north side or someone lands on the south side, just try to go over to the opposite side straight away, unless you've got good enough loot, W key straight away, just so you get the loot advantage. If someone lands south here and you go up top, you have the same amount of chest, but you have an extra supply chest, so you should always win that engagement. It's a very simple spot to win as long as you get the center spot here. If you don't have the best drop, you could just land on one of these other sides and then rush straight over. That would work as well. Also down here, there's a couple of slurp barrels you can get, I'm pretty sure. A whole load of ammo boxes as well. You can rotate out with extremely good metal, since there's so many metal box crates you can spawn as well. In a cash cup, you could also just go ahead and check if this is free as well, these 4 chests over here. However, in arena, I'd recommend just rotating, getting some extra mats, so there's a couple of big rocks here, getting in the cannon, and then either just launching straight into tilted or into Coney. Coney I do think is a little bit better for fighting, because a lot more people tend to rotate in there if you guys want a tip for arena and getting high kills, like 15 plus kills every game. Okay, our next spot is actually a spot that I was coaching someone in the solo cash cup last season. I do actually really recommend this. It used to have the Spider-Mans here, so it's slightly more overcon, the Spider-Man spawn down here. But now the Spider-Mans aren't gone, so it's a lot less con, there's barely anyone here. And it is extremely good. You also get a good amount of pepper boxes in here. Of course, you don't actually get peppers anymore, but that means that you can basically save all of your shield. You should be leaving with a couple bigs every game. Alternatively, you can get this chest as well after doing this main bit. You get very easy and quick metal, and you can run straight down here in a cash cup up and claim all of this as well. If you ever see someone down here, make sure to just go ahead and fight them straight away, since you should have loot advantage on them and have a very free kill. In a more stat like cash cup type event, I'd recommend rotating south. These chests are normally free, and you can normally get like a good spot mid-map, like on one of these houses and base up there. However, in arena, of course, you guys will be W King straight away. So you can either decide after looting this building straight away here, and then just rotating, getting some good mats. You should have like 400 brick, 400 wood, and you can go straight into bugle and actually fight the people on the blimp up here, or you can just go straight into Coney and fight the players there. The one thing you've got to look out for is the tank actually spawns right here, so you've got to be careful if there's a bot in the tank or if there's actually a player in the tank. It should be pretty simple to take out if you've got a good amount of mats. Just remember, build up, shoot the guy, shoot the orange thing on front, and you should be able to headshot the guy, and as soon as you crack them, they tend to get out, and they're really bad most of the time. Okay, our next three spots, the last three spots in this video, are going to be slightly more passive spots. You can obviously get in some fights from here, but basically you're always going to be pretty stacked and have a good amount of loot before you see anyone, unless you're contested at spawn. So the first one is actually what we're calling Bloomy over here, the little shafty. So you're going to be landing over on this area here. It is probably better to land straight here, but most of the time you're on con, so I just do the most efficient loot route. So come like this, then you go inside the actual shaft area of the shift, like, sounds a bit dodgy, but basically come inside here, and then you're going to get a load of barrels as well, and you can just rotate out. You can also just go ahead if you do it the other way around, so landing like towards this north side and then come straight down and go straight into sign-ups from third party if you're playing arena. However, this is probably the best route that I found, where you can actually get a good amount of loot, good amount of mats, and then you can leave straight away into just playing out a mid game, let's say in a solo cash cup. Alright, last two spots. These are again very sort of passive spots. However, they are actually very good in terms of loot. You're going to have extremely good loot every time you come out of here. And the nice ones of these next two spots is they're with these kind of shell areas. And the good things with these is there's floor spawns literally everywhere in these shell areas, which means you've got a really high chance of that. They don't show up on here, but there's basically floor spawns that you can scout out once you land on this turret. So you can always have a really good chance of getting a pad. Of course, it is quite rare, but you have a higher chance than most people landing at another spot. Basically, land over here, you get metal straight away. Come and get these three chests. You can do a little bit of fishing if you need to get like some extra shield. Then you rotate up here, and the nice thing with rotating up here straight away is you actually get a whole load of cars that don't show up, but they spawn along this road here. So you basically always have a car, as you can see on the map there, that you can rotate with mid-game. Of course, if you want to play a repair tool or something like that, just to keep the car safe, that's a very good strategy to do. And it's basically always convenient to have really nice mid-game rotates and be stacked going into endgame if you're playing out a stacked lobby. Of course, you can still W key from here, just go into Jonas's or into Sanctuary if you want a third party. That definitely works as well. Okay, our final spot of the video is again just going to be another shell site, so you get really good high chance of actually getting a pad. There's so many floor spawns on this one, so you just land straight at the house here, you get a car, whole load of floor spawns, you can scout out everything around you, get barrels immediately. You can also come over here and get these metal fences. If you're conned, I actually think it's probably better to land straight onto this actual area here, and then you can go ahead and get mat advantage if there is a player down on this house. Of course, it just depends on how it's looking, but I would recommend landing up here straight away and then rotating and getting the barrels, then you have height with the hill over this other player here. From there, you can basically just do a whole load of different things. You can go straight into Sleepy, you can rotate north, there's barrels and stuff up here, as well as a load of pepper boxes. There's a whole load of loot up top here. It's basically enough loot for a whole duo just in this area here. It's like the French split, what Pamstone and French used to do. It is a very good spot, and I would 100% recommend solo cash cups. Okay, that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like and also subscribe if you're new to the channel.